Welcome back to New and Improved version 2.0 month. So we have a new and improved cheese recipe for you. I really liked that cheese before, but when I would taste the vegan feta, that's just the Viola life, I'd be like, oh, I wish my cheese tasted more like this cheese. Fear not, not anymore. Now my cheese tastes better than that cheese, and it's raw. So take that, Viola life. Anyways, you guys, oh my God. Okay, so the reason this tastes so good is because, as you guys, as I said in previous videos, I've been trying to get away from cashews, okay? But why? I should be trying to get away from almonds. My previous cheese was so labor intensive, so time consuming to pinch the skin out of each almond. And then the end product was satisfying, but all you gotta do is change your nut and it goes from okay to the next level. Unbelievable. I have been thinking I'd like to try this this feta cheese with cashew, because the almond is just, like I said, it's so difficult. So I finally got around to it. I really wasn't, my expectations were not anywhere near what they actually were. It's amazing. If you're allergic to cashews, I suggest you watch the food allergy video here or read the food allergy ebook and clean your liver. Okay, now let's get started. We are going to start with a cup of, not even necessary to soak the cashews. We're just gonna do a cup and a half of raw cashews in your Vitamix. Now, of course, you can make it in a regular home blender. It's just gonna take a little longer. So I've got a cup and a half of cashews, and now I'm going to put, let's see, this is my sea moss. I'm gonna put about 3/4 cup of sea moss in there. Look at all that sea moss. That's almost a cup. Okay. Now, if you didn't catch the way I prepare my sea moss, watch it here. It's amazing. It's the easiest, fastest, simplest way to prepare sea moss I've discovered. Okay, so we got that and that in the blender. This is a cup of good water. I'm just gonna, about 1/3 cup, just to get it going. Okay, that's it in the blender, just those 3 ingredients, and now I'm going to blend. Okay, so when we're working with sea moss, I try and make it as least labor intensive as possible. However, when we're making the cheese, it's gonna take a little bit of effort. So I stopped my blender and I'm going to scrape the sides. The thing is, all the sea moss we're using, it's making it super gummy. And when I finally had the blender to where I wanted it, where I didn't have to help it or manipulate it anymore, where it just blends on its own, Marcus was sitting at the table over there and he said, I had it on for a good, I don't know, minute and a half. It was going, wah, and he's like, that didn't sound right. And I said, listen, trust me. In our raw restaurants, all the kitchen workers would, abuse these machines like they were going out of style. And when they would overheat, they would just simply shut down. They would just stop. The motor would just turn off. And then we'd put them in the freezer. We'd actually put these bases in the freezer for a good 20 minutes and pull them out and just start making our raw food creations again. Love the Vitamix. So it's okay. The Vitamixes are built to withstand a lot. So I want that really thing, that sound going. So I'm gonna add, that's not the water I'm working with. I'm working with my 1 cupper. So I'm gonna add a little bit more, maybe a tablespoon. So now I'm gonna just add tablespoon at a time and until it's the desired consistency and able to whip on its own. Start out slow. It's almost there. I hear it. It wants to be there. It's getting there, so I'm going to stick my spatula in and pop that air bubble, any air pockets that have formed, because those make it even more difficult to blend. I'm gonna add about another tablespoon of water. And I'm going to cross my fingers for that blender whir I'm looking for. If you punch down the tamper really hard and real fast on all four corners repeatedly, that it really helps aid your blender. Now I'm done with the blender, and I'm going to grab a glass bowl. So this is just cashews, water, and moss. It's got a nice rich color to it. I love the texture. It's perfect. I can tell it's going to firm up nicely. Okay, now we're just gonna do our luscious add-ins. Okay, our add-ins are, of course, anything you like. I found these add-ins to just work lovely. Green onions, thinly sliced. Some red pepper, chopped. And if you love rosemary, like I do, you'll love rosemary in it. Thank God it grows wild in a lot of areas. Also, I have some dill that is lovely in there. A lemon, and I want to say thank you to all you people writing in, telling Marcus and I that we were using this incorrectly. You were right. I was wrong. So I'm going to put a half of a lemon juice in there the right way. Boop. And my salt. I do about a teaspoon, and freshly minced parsley. I thought I'd just mince the parsley for you guys to show you how. Parsley, the texture is so much nicer if it's minced. Very fine. Okay. Remember to always keep your nutritional yeast in a dark sealed container, because nutritional yeast goes bad when it is exposed to light. So I like a good amount of nutritional yeast in there. Of course, if you don't like nutritional yeast, if you don't want to use it, that's fine too. You can omit it. It's not going to affect the texture much, but it does make it a little cheesier. I like it. So I'm going to put a 1/4 cup in there. There we go. And now I'm just going to stir these all up. Oh, yum. Oh, I'm a pigeon. I mean, I could even put some more nutritional yeast in there, but I mean, you get the gist. Okay, I don't even want to taste it. It's so good. I wouldn't be able to stop. Here we go. So I'm going to, now we're going to make the mold. So I'm going to grab a bowl, medium-sized bowl, about that size. Take some wax paper. And just toss it in there. In you go. See, it's still pliable. It's not going to be like this for long because the Irish moss is doing its magic in there. Now I'm going to close it and put it in the fridge overnight or for, I don't know, 4 hours. Okay, so it's 4 hours later and we are going to unmask the cheese. So I'm just going to pull it up and unwrap it and then face it down. Ooh la la! So then you can decorate it. You could always crush some nuts around it. A little rosemary twig on top. And now I get the honors of cutting into it. It's crazy how it tastes like cheese. Let me get my breads. When I don't have time to make chips, Brad makes them for me. I love these. Oh me, oh my. So the difference between this cheese and the previous feta cheese that we made together was this doesn't taste like sea moss at all. I still tasted that fishy flavor in the previous cheese, whereas this, not at all. Because of that rinsing process, the cashews give it a lovely, creamy, not almondy. It doesn't even taste like that cashew flavor either. So my next thing is I'm going to put probably like this whole amount in a blender again with 3/4 of a red pepper and blend it with, that's it, and see what happens, because that's a very famous Peruvian sauce that they do on top of potatoes, but they use regular feta cheese and roasted red peppers. I want to use raw feta cheese and raw red pepper. So I will let you guys know how that goes. That's a really nice sauce. I like to pour it over lightly steamed asparagus or whatnot. So, all right, guys, got to get your sea moss into you, and I don't know a more delicious way to get that ever important sea moss into you than through this delectable, delicious cheese. I also put it on top of salads too. Cube it up and put it on top of salads. It's delicious. Or you could just eat it plain like this, like we do. All right. Okay, guys, I just want you to be as healthy as you can be, and adding sea moss to your diet on a regular basis is one of the best things you can do to achieve that. All right, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys make this. Get your sea moss in. Goodbye. Boy, I got a big mess to clean up. Now what are you gonna do? Chuck?
Chuck?
Chuck? Chuck. Are you gonna check?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you gonna check the footage?
Oh.